Hey everyone, so I'm officially going to start trying to do more video blogs, which means I need a lot of good ideas on content that you want to see. And I'm going to try and start doing one per week, which again is why I need all your ideas for content, all of your suggestions, because I'm super new at this and it's honestly something that I've just never really felt comfortable with. So any help you guys can give me would be great. Anyway, for today, there's this boulder problem I've been working on at the gym. This is going to be day 3 of projecting it. And unfortunately, I only have one video from one other day of me trying it. So hopefully I can still get some good content to show my progress on the boulder for you guys today. But I'm really excited to try it. It's not often that a boulder really gets stuck in my head and is something that I really want to go back and try again and again. But I don't know, there's just something about this boulder. So I'm excited to get on it again today. And I hope you guys enjoy watching the session. So I'm absolutely kicking myself for deleting my other attempts on this boulder, but this was my best attempt on my second day of working the boulder, and I'm not gonna lie, I fell on this move, I fell on this move. I've basically fallen on every single move on this boulder, so it's a huge bummer that you guys don't get to see me struggle bus it, but you'll get to see me take some falls right now and then later in the video. I don't want to comment too much on what's going on in the boulder right now because I'm going to talk about it on my subsequent attempts, but you're about to see me have a very heartbreaking fall at this point. This was day 2 on the boulder and, I was just trying so hard to send it, felt very confident, felt very good on this burn, and you're about to see me make a rookie mistake and kind of let my chest bow in and my upper back stick out, and that is going to be why I fall in about 2 seconds right here. So this is my first burn of the session on the boulder. You're gonna see me do a nice start up in that cheetah and then gonna press into the flat hold. This move feels a little dicey, but it's not too bad. I've also done it a bunch at this point. This slap is pretty aggressive, but I am getting better at it with each attempt, which is nice. But this is really where it starts to get super tricky. This move is super hard with that crazy back step there. And as you can see, try this boulder a bunch, so I can climb it pretty quickly at this point, but this is kind of the part that really gets me, is coming around the corner and figuring out how to make it all work. So that last burn was good, but I also felt like my hands were sweating a lot. So here you can see my sweaty little tips, and I'm actually going to make a change for my next attempt and bring a chalk bag up. So you can see that I've added my chalk bag now and I'm really getting ready to go for the send. I also took a nice big fat rest, which is something that really helps when you're projecting hard boulders. I would say I spent about 5 minutes on the ground, and going into this attempt, I can already feel a lot better. I can tell basically on this move how good I feel. That move felt easy for me. So now I have higher confidence going into the rest of the boulder, which is nice. This move used to feel hard, feels very simple since I've done it at about 1,000 attempts at this point. And now I'm at the tricky spot, trying to get around that corner. You should definitely watch my left hand during this because it's going to be a little dicey. I'm trying to slap around and then barely grab that with my left hand, which is kind of the only reason I stay on. Now is the part that I fell on my other attempts, so I, luckily make it this time, work around the corner, and you're about to see me get a little bit sketched out right now. So I feel pretty comfortable on slab, but this is one of those moves that if it were closer to the ground, I wouldn't think twice about it, but for some reason it feels a lot harder because it's halfway up the wall, and of course feels a little dicey because I don't want to botch it at the end of the boulder because I'm 3 days into it at this point. Get my right hand touching the finish hold, bring my left in to match, and I am good to go. A little kid ruined my victory celebration because he ran in front of the camera and I would show it, but I have no idea who the kid is, so I don't want to post him on YouTube. I moved to a more quiet part of the gym, but did the project second go, which is super exciting. I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen since it was third day on, so sorry you don't get to see more video of me flailing all over the place, but that was kind of my plan for the session, was to do this boulder. So now I'm gonna have to figure something else out. So hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the video. It's probably just gonna be a lot of me climbing different boulders. So now we're just going to kind of start with me going around and doing some different boulders. Most of them are going to be new sends, but this is one that I actually did on the prior day. So this is kind of like a V5 level boulder, but the start is a little tricky and shouldery. Have that nice little jump in the middle, and the top is pretty simple. Just left heel hook, grab that last hold, throw a high right heel, and then go to the finish, which at the top of the wall, it is a huge bucket per usual. I think some of the next boulders are going to be a little more exciting than this, which should be fun to watch. So this is a boulder that I guess is also a little project for me. I also tried it the other night and got pretty frustrated at the top. Even at the bottom, you can see I don't really remember how to start it. I'm like not super comfortable with what I'm doing. And I get to start, be nice and squatted. It looks comfy in the video, but I promise you I'm not having a good time when I'm on that move actually on the wall. This move is also hard too, trying to stand up into that next volume. The volume is okay. It's not super great. It's just dicey enough that I feel like I'm always going to slide off of it, but obviously make it to the next hold, which is a pretty big dual text flat hold, and then this is where it gets tricky. This hold just kind of feels like it is nothing, and yep, there I go, confirming it is not great. So now I'm going to work the top a little bit, so I just hop on in the middle, and I climb back up to that hold. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it, and I'm kind of just starting to realize I have to really just pinch it as hard as I can. The other thing I'm starting to kind of figure out is there's a bolt hold that if I step into it on that volume, it makes it a lot better. And here we go, another attempt of me just working the top. So sticking my foot in the bolt hole again, and I make it. It's crazy how violent that top move is, actually. It's really hard to do it without kicking back like that, which is interesting. And now I'm going to get on to my actual send of the boulder, so we get to see me do this nasty start again. Not feeling that much more comfortable with it, but that's okay. I can do it, and that's all that matters. So going to go straight into that jug now. And now kind of comes the point where I'm just really psyching myself up for the top, because half of the motivation to send boulders sometimes is because you don't like the lower moves. So that move looks so much shorter on video. It feels so much harder when you're actually on the wall. But yeah, it was a good send. So this is the next boulder I did, also a new one. You can see me kind of not knowing how to start it. That volume is pretty bad for a foot, so I choose a foot around the corner. Throwing in nice little gas stone. These holds aren't very bad, but now these block crimps are kind of nasty, but not feeling too horrible. At this point, I realize that my hands need to be switched, so I have to backtrack a little bit and switch my hands. This is also where some flexibility is going to come into play, because I can stick my foot out to that volume and come down low. But once again, this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. I'm pretty comfortable on moves like this, but a lot of it is just me being patient and also grunting it out at the same time. So anyone trying to get better at moves like this, you just have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, which is really just all that these moves are at this point. So that blocked crimp is not great, not horrible, and getting to this volume, I'm not feeling crazy comfy. It doesn't feel as good as it did on the orange boulder, but I'm still going to manage to pop up to that unblocked crimp, which is actually really good. And this finish move isn't going to give me too much trouble because it's just to the top of the wall and I've got a good hand and a good foot to go off of. But that was a proud flash for me for sure. This boulder is one that I've actually watched a lot of people fall on over the past couple of days, and for some reason this is the first time I've tried it. You can see I'm sussing out the dyno that's about to happen. I caught it and it was pretty comfortable, but definitely required some leg power. And the top's going to be pretty simple that I'm getting into right now. Nothing too exciting going on here. Just figuring out, should I bump, cross, choose the cross for the finish, and yep, another boulder down. All right, this boulder is going to be a lot harder. You can kind of tell how intimidated I am by a boulder based on how long I spend at the start. Usually I would cut this out if I was posting it, but I'm trying to show you guys like the full process of what happens. So I'm not putting my feet off the ground. I'm like moving around a bunch. I'm thinking about things, thinking about alternate beta, and I know it's a dyno, but I just can't decide the best way to set up, and I'm down. All right, another burn back on this beauty. I am thinking about changing my feet up, And this is something I do a lot because sometimes weird feet positions feel a lot better when you're trying to move. But that felt marginally better, but still not great. I'm just doing something wrong. Something is off about the move. And I'm also probably not pushing hard enough, which is something I can see when I look back at videos, and then obviously when I'm talking about it right now. So that was closer, still not quite there yet, but you can see my right hand was just getting way closer to sticking the other pinch. This burn's actually going to be pretty fun to watch. I'm just more confident going in it, and my timing and accuracy is so much better. So I'm not necessarily surprised that I stuck it, but I also didn't think super hard about the rest of the boulder. So you see me kind of come down, look at my skin because it's sore, and now you're going to see me try the boulder for the rest of it, basically. So I have to climb into those moves, and this boulder is pretty unforgiving at all points. That hold that my right hand is on is not super great, and this left heel hook certainly feels sketchy. I felt pretty confident here, and then you're going to see me just fall. Thank you guys so much for watching that vlog, and please let me know what you think of it. Let me know if the voiceover was too much or if you liked it, things I can do differently, anything else that you're really looking to hear or see in my videos. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing all of your input and basically just getting better at this. Thank you guys again so much, and have a great day.